Hello and welcome to the Derby and Nottingham Sling Library demonstration of a woven wrap in a back carry, mainly in a ruck. So what I will do is I will go through the parts of a woven wrap and putting it on with little one in and to get them safely round onto your back. So a woven wrap comes in a variety of sizes, from size 1 up to size 9. Size 1 start at about 2.2 meters and then go up by about 50 centimeters each increment. So today for the Ruck I will be using a size 6, which is about 4.7, 4.8 meters of fabric. I will go through each individual part of the wrap as we demonstrate. So yes, I will be using a Firespiral wrap today for this demonstration, and it's one that is available to hire on our Woven Wrap Club. So I will start by going through each section of a wrap. So here we have the Firespiral. This Firespiral has a middle marker, as most wraps are likely to have, and this one is a label, the logo just sewn into the top rail. Top rail is the top section of the wrap, and the bottom rail is the bottom rail of the wrap that we will be working with. As I move down to one end, you can see that the tail of the wrap is tapered. Most wraps have a taper of some length to them. Some are shorter, some are longer than others. There are a few wraps that have blunt ends, and there are some that have fringes. So what I'm going to start to do is get the wrap partially around me. I will then collect the little one and then safely get them round onto my back using a hip scoot method. There are a variety of methods to get little one on the back. So there is a method of laying the wrap down on a chair or sofa, then sitting little one on that, then sitting up to them, and then pulling the wrap around you, which is all good if you've got a chair or sofa to sit on. The next method is a hip scoop method, which is the method I will be using today, where we get the little one on our front and we slide them round. The third method is a Santa toss type way of getting them round, or a Superman, where you put them round onto your back with the wrap over their shoulders and then reach for the sections of the wrap to then tie it around you. So the way I'm going to get them around is the hip scoop method that I mentioned. So to start with, I'm going to get the wrap diagonally around me so that I can continue scooting round. So I'm just going to take the middle marker, which is in my hand here, pass the fabric behind me and gather it up over my shoulder. I'm leaving the middle marker so we can get that into the middle of their back. And I'm going to scoot round this way to get them round behind me. So the fabric is gathered over my shoulder, top rail twists to just stays at the top, and the bottom rail is the furthest section away from me and is the bottom rail over here. What's nice about this wrap is it's got different colours on each side, so you can tell if you've got it twisted. I'm now going to reach and collect my little one. Obviously, if they are a toddler, they may be stood in front of you, or wandering up or want to climb straight up onto your back to get up. So I'm placing this middle marker in the middle of their back and getting the fabric around them and pulling the rest of it so it's nice and tight across my back. You're going to then gather all of the spare fabric down into the back of their knees. To get a nice seat under their bum. We're then going to gather the fabric up towards this shoulder, and we're going to take both parts of the wrap into one hand. Again, up as high as we can get close to the shoulder. What we're now going to do is, with little one secure in the wrap, we're going to hand on their bum and slide round as far as we can go before we hit our shoulder. We're then going to come over and we can swap hands and reach around behind with our other hand and continue them round onto our back. We've then got them secure in this wrap diagonally across us. What I'm now going to do is the one that is over my shoulder, just going to check it's nice and tight, and I'm going to then go and take it and put it between my legs. You can put it under your chin or into your teeth. It just makes quite difficult for me to talk and demonstrate if I've got the wrap in my teeth or under my chin. So what I'm now going to do is get this piece of fabric that is under my arm on top of my shoulder. So I'm going to hold it out in front of me, put my arm through, and then we're going to pull it up, keeping that tension onto that shoulder. So we have kept that tight, and you'll feel it stay tight all the way through this process. I've now got both pieces of fabric over my shoulder. What I'm going to do is just going to put them both between my legs and check that I've got that seat behind me. And I'm pulling any down that has ridden up in that process. You can see that that is now sitting underneath the back of their knees, and they've started to get a really nice M position. Taking them both out, just to get them both out. Now I've put one back to work on one side. What I'm now going to do is take the wrap under my shoulder and pin it into the back of their knees. And then we're going to go across and under the other leg and then pin it into our knees at the front. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the opposite side. I'm only turning around to show you in the camera. You obviously don't need to do the turn in the process. What we have is little one now on our back, secured with a standard ruck. Ease that back onto my shoulder. So what we can do now is we've got some quite long tails here. So we can tie with a double knot at our waist. If you were using a shorter wrap for this, you could tie under the bum. You can bring them across and tie at the shoulder, or you can take both pieces and create yourself a chest belt. So you can come over and under, pull it through, and then do the same on the opposite side. So you're going over the top of your shoulder strap and then going underneath it. And you can secure off like that. If you go over and then under, there is no need to tie off because friction will hold it. If you want to, you can tie off with an extra knot here, if you choose to. Or there are other fancy finishes that can be done. But if you go over and then under the shoulder straps, so it comes back over the front, friction will hold it in place. There is your toddler, happy and secure on your back. To take them out, we can reverse that process. So I'm going to take this Tibetan tie off. And we're now going to get the cross from underneath their bum, taking one side at a time. And then the same the other way. So now we've got them secure. In the fabric with both pieces again over our shoulders. I'm going to reverse and do the same process with underneath the same side as I did to get them on. So I'm going to pull this arm out, pull this arm over, and we're going to then work down to this corner here, because we're going to slide that way around. Slide them down, under, and around. And this one is now back to the front, where we can remove the wrap from around them. And depending on the size of the toddler, they may want to run off and play at this point, or they may, I need to lay them down if they're asleep, things like that. So this was a Derby and Nottingham Sling Library demonstration of a woven wrap on your back in a Ruck carry with a Firespiral. Thank you.